The Baltimore Ravens have hired Greg Roman's replacement at OC, and his name is Todd Monken. Todd Monken will be the Ravens' new offensive coordinator, and I'm a little annoyed right now because it seems like there are a lot of Ravens fans who either don't know who Todd Monken is or they think this was a mid-hire. And if you think that this was a mid-hire, you're wrong. Todd Monken was one of the hottest offensive coordinator candidates in NFL circles. He did a fantastic job as the offensive coordinator at the University of Georgia. He helped guide them to 2 back-to-back national titles. And under his play calling, Georgia has some of college football's best offenses. And let's not forget, he did this not really having a lot of NFL caliber wide receivers. And he has Stetson Bennett, which Stetson Bennett is a good quarterback, but Todd Monken helped mold Stetson Bennett from a walk-on QB to a Heisman finalist. Oh, JT, he's a college coach. College coaches don't have a lot of success in the NFL. Can you please tell me who is currently the defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens? It's Mike Macdonald. Where was Mike Macdonald at before he became the DC of Baltimore? Michigan, right? He did a really good job calling plays for Michigan, and he did a really good job calling plays for the Ravens in his first season last year. So, college coaches don't have success in the NFL? Oh, well, JT, he's just like Greg Roman. Run first, runs a lot of multiple tight end sets. You're wrong, and you're right. First of all, Todd Monken is nothing like Greg Roman. And second of all, he does run a lot of multiple tight end sets, but not as frequently as Greg Roman. And plus, you have somebody who's way more innovative when it comes to getting the most out of the passing attack, something that Greg Roman was unable to do when he was the offensive coordinator for the Ravens. You look at what Todd Monken did when he was the offensive coordinator for Oklahoma State from 2011 to 2012. He helped make Brandon Weeden a first-round pick. Not just him, but Justin Blackmon also was a first-round pick under Todd Monken when he was calling plays at Oklahoma State. And Oklahoma State had one of college football's best passing attacks when he was their offensive coordinator in Stillwater. And then, some of you guys may not even know this, but he actually was the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from 2016 to 2018 under Dirk Koetter. And when Dirk Koetter gave him the play calling duties for the 2018 season, which he called plays in 15 out of 16 of the Buccaneers games that year, they were 3rd in the NFL in yards per game, 12th in points per game, and they had the NFL's best passing attack. And this was with Ryan Fitzmagic and Jameis Winston. Todd Monken was a really good hire by the Baltimore Ravens. And to be honest with you, I'm a little jealous. Being a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I'm a little annoyed that we decided to keep Matt Canada, and meanwhile, the Ravens decided to upgrade. And this was a major upgrade. This is like when you go from an Android to an iPhone 13. No offense to all my Android users out there, but a lot of people just fuck with iPhones. Todd Monken is going to do some really great things with this Ravens offense. You're actually going to have a legitimate passing attack now, something that you haven't had under Greg Roman, and you're going to have a guy who's going to be able to come in and further elevate Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is already one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. So imagine how better he's going to be with an offensive coordinator that's going to be able to develop some NFL level passing concepts. A lot of people, when they criticize Greg Roman, they criticize his passing concepts. They either call them elementary or high school like. Todd Monken knows how to build an efficient passing attack. And with Lamar Jackson, I think this is going to work. Todd Monken, he's going to cook as the OC for the Baltimore Ravens. And there are a lot of Georgia Bulldogs fans right now who are really sad about losing Todd Monken. And the new offensive coordinator, allegedly, who's going to be replacing him, they're not all that thrilled about it. So if you Ravens fans aren't satisfied with the hiring of Todd Monken, I'm pretty sure Georgia Bulldogs fans will welcome Todd Monken back to Athens with open arms. This was a really good hire by the Baltimore Ravens. You have to give them a huge round of applause for this hire. And credit to the Baltimore Ravens because they did a lot of due diligence when it came to their offensive coordinator vacancy. Before they settled on Todd Monken, they talked and they interviewed with a lot of guys, a lot of candidates, a lot of big name candidates. They were talking to the quarterback's coach of the LA Rams. There were some flirtations with Eric Bieniemy. So there were some big names who the Ravens were interviewing and talking to for this offensive coordinator vacancy. So they did a lot of due diligence and a lot of research into finding the right offensive coordinator for the job. Now you have an offensive coordinator who not only is going to be able to get the most out of the passing game, but the running game is going to be there. He's balanced. And Todd Monken has an incredible track record. Anytime you're able to hire a coach who has never been fired, that's a testament to you having a guy who knows what it takes to build a successful offense. Every time Todd Monken got a new job, it was just like that. When Dirk Cutter got fired, he got picked up by the Cleveland Browns. And even though he was their OC, he never called plays for the Cleveland Browns in 2019. So before you use that against Todd Monken, he was listed as the OC for the Browns in 2019, but Freddie Kitchens was the one calling the plays. And maybe Freddie Kitchens would have had a better season if he would have handed off play calling duties to Todd Monken, just like Dirk Cutter did after the 2017 season. This is somebody who has over 3 decades worth of coaching experience. So you're not getting somebody who's new to this, somebody who's going to be learning on the job. You're going to have somebody who is an expertise and getting the most out of the quarterback position. Yeah, Ryan Fitzmagic at one point during 2018 playing at an MVP level. And I'm not saying he had Ryan Fitzpatrick balling for the whole entire season, but early during that 2018 year, there were some talks about Ryan Fitzpatrick maybe being a dark horse MVP candidate before he ended up fizzling out and they put Jameis Winston back in. I like this hire by the Baltimore Ravens. And if you don't think this is a good hire, then I personally don't know what the hell to tell you. Who else would have been a better fit for this offensive coordinator vacancy than Todd Monken? Because, I mean, this guy was number one on a lot of people's wish list when it came to offensive coordinator hires. And the fact that Baltimore was able to land him is huge. And he could be the difference between the Ravens being a early playoff exit and them making a deep playoff run. It's a passing league. And if you want to be able to make it to the Super Bowl, you have to be able to throw the football. The Ravens, we know how well they can run the football. The run game is still going to be there, but they have to get more efficiency from the passing game. And I hate the fact that people were trying to blame Lamar for the reason for why the Ravens were unable to intrigue receivers, or at least big name receivers, for wanting to play with them. It wasn't Lamar, it was Greg freaking Roman. Nobody wants to play in a system where all they do is run the ball and they run elementary passing concepts. Todd Monken getting hired by the Baltimore Ravens was a home run hit for this organization. This organization just continues to dominate in the draft. They dominate when it comes to coaching hires. The Ravens are going to get back to the Super Bowl sooner rather than later. And this is coming from a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I'm a really big fan of this hire. Like Dirk Cutter, I didn't understand why it took him so long to give up play calling duties to Todd Monken. But if he would have did it a year earlier, maybe the Buccaneers would have won more games. Todd Monken is a really good offensive-minded coach. This is somebody who knows how to build balanced offenses. He doesn't just overly rely on one thing. He gets the run game going, the passing game going, and you can expect a lot of explosive plays in both of those departments. The Ravens, their passing attack wasn't all that explosive in my opinion. You bring in Todd Monken, you're probably going to be better at generating those big passing plays downfield. On top of that, you're probably going to get those big explosive runs as well. And it makes your offense even more harder to stop because you got to account for the running ability of Lamar Jackson. Now, you actually have a coach who's going to be able to help elevate him into becoming a top-level passer. This was a good hire. And for any of you guys who feel like this was mid or a bad hire by the Ravens, I just think you're incredibly wrong and you may be a little bit misinformed. Like there was somebody who said, man, this hire sucks and I'm a Bulldogs fan. Bruh, are you watching the freaking games? What about Georgia's offense was bad? There are many Georgia fans who were saying how much of a loss this was. And yeah, you got some people out here trying to make it seem like Todd Monken was just this overrated offensive coordinator at Georgia. Like he was just coaching stacked teams after stacked teams. I can understand if he was coaching a 5-star quarterback like a Trevor Lawrence or a Justin Fields. He was coaching Stetson freaking Bennett. This dude was a walk-on. He had to transfer to junior college and come back to Georgia. And Todd Monken pretty much turned glitter to gold with Stetson Bennett. Literally. So I'm a little bit annoyed that some of you Ravens fans out there don't see how good of a hire this is. I'm trying to tell you. Todd Monken is going to work. Your offense is going to improve. Everything that you wanted from your passing attack, you're going to get. Now you're actually going to be able to entice receivers to want to play for you now because you're not going to be having Greg Roman there. And Greg Roman wasn't bad. Let's get that clear. Greg Roman was a really good offensive coordinator, and he probably should be finding employment soon. But the thing with Greg Roman was that he was unable to elevate the passing game. And in the year 2023, you have to be able to throw the football. No matter how good you are running the football, it's a passing league. 2 minutes left on the clock, you're most likely not going to be running a 2-minute offense just running the football the whole entire drive. You're going to be running a 2-minute offense by throwing the football most likely. Todd Monken has a track record that's really respectable, really good. Everywhere he's been, he's had success. He's never been fired. You can't name one place that has ever fired Todd Monken. The only reason Todd Monken has had to find new employment has been because the guys he was working under got fired. And it didn't take him too long to find new jobs. So that tells you everything you need to know about how good of a coach this man really is. This man never stays unemployed for too long. When the Buccaneers fired Dirk Cutter and Bruce Arians decided to not retain him, he got picked up just like that by the Cleveland Browns. When Freddie Kitchens got fired, he got picked up really fast by the Georgia Bulldogs. And the reason why, allegedly, he didn't want to remain the OC for Georgia was because he didn't like to recruit. And I can understand that. Recruiting in college football is like a 365-day thing, 24/7 thing. So it can become tedious at times and really annoying. Going to the NFL, you don't have to worry about that. All you have to worry about in the NFL is strategizing, game planning, and calling the plays, and that's it. This is a really good hire by the Baltimore Ravens. Huge round of applause to John Harbaugh and the Ravens organization for hiring Todd Monken. You guys let me know how you guys feel about Todd Monken being hired as the new offensive coordinator for the Baltimore Ravens down in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We upload NFL and college football content daily. Check out the JT Sports Podcast, available on all podcasting platforms. Wherever you get your podcast from, you can find the JT Sports Podcast, Apple, Google, Amazon, Spotify. Every single video and full episode of the podcast that's uploaded on the YouTube channel is available on audio format on all podcasting platforms.